Harry and,
All right, all those in favor? All right, motion carries 7-0-0. All right, welcome back, Litchfield. Sorry for the disruption. Getting back to the agenda, why don't we move on to the fishing derby recap? You need the,
okay, he's ready.
Yep, I need the,
Too much paper, too much paper.
this will be quick.
ooh,
There we go.
There we go.
That's it.
So I just have,
Postmortem.
yep,
That's what we like, short, sweet.
so that's it. It was a success, so that's the end of my presentation. No, so, it went over pretty well. And so I have statistics for year to year. In 2024, we had 38 kids. This year, we had 33 kids. And I attribute that because it was kind of rainy that day, and so I think the turnout was down a little bit because of the rain. Last year, we broke it down into 10 and under and, over 10, two different categories, so I kept the same numbers. We had the same number of 10 and unders at 27, and there were 5 less kids over 10. So we had 6 over 10 this year, we had 11 last year. This year, the youngest registered child was 1.
Oh, nice.
The woman with the backpack the kid in the backpack must have registered that kid. There were 22 fish caught this year. Last year, we had 57 fish caught.
How many this year? What'd you say, 22?
22 fish caught this year.
we had brook trout last year and rainbow this year, so it's
Big difference.
and a lot fewer fish.
Right, yeah, we're gonna get to that. So, the,
And you had a lot less rain last year, I think.
yeah, the
Yeah.
water level was a little higher this year than it was
Yeah.
last year. So they were concentrated in those
Definitely.
pools last year, and now they were actually spread out more this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, we doubled the length of the
Derby.
the stream too, so.
And the largest fish caught this year was 13 and a quarter, last year was 13 and a half. So getting to the fish, so we bought 189 fish last year, and we had bought 10 of the larger fish. This year, we bought 250 fish, and 25 of those were the bigger fish. And I think we had more bigger fish caught this year because of those larger fish. And last year, the state contributed 150 fish, and the state had stocked the stream in April. So they stocked it in April. We stocked it, and they came in and matched with 150 fish. So there was 339 fish in the stream, and they were brook trout, and maybe a little easier to catch. And this year, we only put in 250. So that could have contributed to,
But the length where the fish could go is much longer though, right?
Yeah.
last year it was smaller as well, yes. So we spent $950 on fish last year. This year, we spent $1275 on fish.
Wow.
And we had to do that because we bought more fish, you know.
60 more fish.
We bought 100 more fish, you know.
And
So
the fish
last year,
didn't-
wait a minute, no,
No,
sorry,
60 more fish.
60 more fish.
Yeah.
And we bought a few more of the larger ones.
Is that was our share, right? So rec match that as
No,
well?
no,
or is
no,
that split?
we split that.
Okay.
Okay? So, and then I spent, I think, $220 on supplies and, prizes, and last year was $180. Okay? Now, the interesting thing is, under things we learned here, so, one, the, community garden, I thought the parking worked great there. The new bridges, people like that, we increased the fishing area, so that really, people on both sides of the stream and all over. We do need to move the downstream fence to maybe down somewhere around near the trestle or something like that.
Okay.
We'll increase the area some more, but that fence got knocked over, overnight because of the rain. We're gonna put more hooks with spinners. The spinners seem to, well, because we were trying to entice rainbows, I think the flash of the spinner helped some of the kids catch. We might go with all dillies instead of trout worms next year. Dillies are in between a nightcrawler and a worm, and so I had a lot of trout worms this year. They were a little bit smaller. I think they still worked. And when I went to turn in my receipts for the prizes, I was told that we had expended our $750 fishing derby budget. And I said, how could that be, you know, because I thought I had it down to the T. And when I turned in receipts for the ice fishing derby, those were put on our budget line item for fishing derby, okay? So we're like $120 or $150 over our $750 budget. So that's gonna come out of our general.
Yeah, that's all right. We also got pinged for, we had to split the porta potty cost with rec, so that was like $24 or something like that.
So, okay, so, yeah, so, let's see.
Budget cuts.
You didn't say it. You said it.
So, and then I do have a, let me, hold on, let me, go back. I want to,
Hey, the legislature just messed up. Wait till you see what's not gonna happen next year.
That's my sister. Just get the porta potty.
okay, so I do have some pictures, you know, just took some few ones here. We have,
Great
the mat
shot.
on the bridge, okay? This shows all of the, I was divvying up the worms, and those are all the prizes, that we gave out, so that was on my workbench, so, you know, every kid got like six worms in a bucket, you know, a little cup. Jason actually made it to the fishing derby, okay, very nice, and look at the nice green shirt, very good. So, this was a family that was, they caught a number of fish from that one little spot there. Matt was helping these people here measure a fish that was caught. This is, this kid actually won the fishing derby, so he just caught a rainbow there. Here we have Harry, doing the check-in table. And Judy was also there, and you can see there's all these people here, along the stream, so that was just one of the areas, and that was one of the
How
areas.
nice and open it is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful now. You
Yeah.
guys have done an amazing job.
And this just goes to show that, you know, there was quite a few cars there, and the parking worked out great. We don't have to have police presence anymore, or the people walking down the side of the, of 3A, so that worked out great. And this is for Harry's benefit. These people were catching fish from the bridge there. They were putting it right down below there, and
Is it
they
really?
pulled like three.
No, okay.
Again, this is just showing that there's a bunch of people fishing, and I thought this was a great picture. So there's a 1-year-old, I don't know if the 1-year-old gets credit.
She bends over and the kid flops out.
Okay, well,
Fish bait.
yeah, so that was great. And Jason had put a measuring board.
And a QR code, we're gonna need QR codes. I put my phone number up there, and when they caught it downstream, they would text us the,
So that was pretty good. So, you know, everybody,
Happy faces.
Yeah.
Love it.
yeah, so,
Not a good place to sit to
and
watch
this was our winner,
Nice.
okay? And we have our, you know, the green team there, so, and that's it.
It's a little fuzzy looking. That green just vibrates a little.
And that's all I have.
All right, well, thank you, George. One thing I forgot to cover is we got to get the draft budget in for next year. Any reason to change the budget from what we currently
they're
have
gonna
this
go
year?
for $24 for the cost of the
Yeah,
porta
we'll have to, I'll add.
Okay, to add that.
$24 for the porta potty charge.
If we're gonna try to do an ice fishing derby,
And the, yeah,
and we're gonna try to do the spring, fishing derby, maybe we should try and budget both.
Do we want to ask for an extra $500 to support the?
Or 250, you know, go
That way,
from
you
750 to 1,000. I mean, we had, over 100 people on the ice for the ice fishing derby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
But, you know, we had 60 kids signed up for that, so, you know, at least if we went 250, you know, more, if we went from 750 to 1,000, you know,
Yeah, we can definitely put in for it. I think we got good
but that's
justification.
a good justification, right?
Yeah.
Make
I
sure
think
they
our
wanna bring
maintenance
Brecken
budget
on
is
that
probably
too?
good if everybody agrees
Yeah.
for that, so.
Probably
Yes.
have two separate line items.
I don't know if
No.
you can.
I don't know if we need that, but we can clarify that it's to
Don't forget
cover both.
Don't forget to
ends.
bring rec in on it so that they can share it with us, cause it's on Dara Pond, their land,
Yep.
What, town land?
I'm not going in
their
with you this year, Matt,
responsibility.
to the budget committee.
You're not going to
Oh,
the
no.
budget?
No, because I always go in with a big fat goose egg of a 0% increase.
No,
You're gonna own the
a $0.5%.
$250
Matt, I will go.
George will go.
increase.
We'll be good. All we can do is ask.
Right.
All right, do we have an update on, milfoil?
Yes, we do have an update. I called, Arbor Pro, this week, I think it was on Monday, and he said, hold on, he'll call me back. So he called the person who was in charge of doing the final say, on the, application, and he said there was nothing left to be done, there was no roadblocks, and so he assumed he was going to get it this week. And so once he gets the application approved, there's still some steps he has to do. He has to still come out and re-verify the conditions are the same on the pond. He does have to put another notice in the newspaper, and so it's still probably a month away before anything will happen, but it's moving forward. Okay, so there was, he should be moving forward on that.
Did he have an estimate of when he anticipates it, end of June, or?
He didn't, it's about a month out, I would say.
Okay.
What's your confidence level that we're gonna get the milfoil treatment this
100%.
100%?
Good.
Yeah, no, yeah, so he's getting all
Yeah,
his ducks
hopefully he
in a
gets
row.
it before it gets
Maybe about a month.
too established, so we don't have to deal with all the
Well,
dead
it's
stuff.
pretty established. You mean the milfoil?
Yeah,
Get you built out again.
I mean, for the year, right, it
Get
regrows.
built out again.
Another one?
All right, good. Anything, you need for that, George?
No,
All right, next up, the Derosher Farm update.
Yeah, quick update, I did send it out today, so I think I
Yes.
summarized it, pretty well.
Yeah.
But the long and the short of it is, I think we're pretty darn close. Knock on wood, we hear that the deed has been approved by the Derochers. We're just waiting to get confirmation from our attorneys
Wow.
that the deed has been approved, and then we're gonna send everything up to the state. The paperwork is looking good. George is helping out with the title company. I need a motion. Actually, George, we should probably motion, that hiring of the title company. But other than that, knock on wood, everything goes in within the next 3 weeks or so, and then we'll be, assuming we would probably close by the beginning of August at some point in time.
That's awesome.
I did have to put in, I have a slideshow, I'll go quick.
All right.
I did have to develop what they call a baseline condition report, and it was a heavy lift. It was like 50 pages or something like that. And as part of that, we had to document the way that the property exists right now with photos, with maps, with all kinds of stuff to prove that this is the way that the land was, the condition that it was in when it was transferred. And we gotta make sure that we maintain that condition going forward. I went through on Sunday, the one day where it wasn't raining 24/7, and then I had to run home and fly out to Miami right after that. So I went running through to grab photos, and here's just some shots of what it looks like right now. So this is from the road looking down. So this would be all of our property over here, and the Derochers is over to the left. And there it is from the road. And that's going down toward the river right there. And that's what the field looks like right now, so they're starting to plant. And this coming back up the other side, so we're looking at looking toward 3A. We are in the Derocher's backyard looking toward the river now. There's a couple of smaller fields over on the left-hand side. Let's go through here. This is the other side of the road, and looking out toward the the farm field there. There's the little little shack right there, our property
stand.
markers right in front there. And then I didn't go, this is from the other side, this is from the Wilson Farm side, looking toward the blueberry patch. And then I got a few shots in the woods, I didn't go too far in there, cause the mosquitoes were out, and,
Fix.
yeah, so it's looking good. The two major things that we're dealing with the title work now, knock on wood, the bounds are in this week. And then he's gotta finalize the plans to say that the bounds have been set, and then we submit that to the state. So
Well,
there's probably
and
half a
we'll get it
dozen things that
Tell me
need.
when we can get it recorded, the Joshes have to sign the Mylar.
Yes, agree, and I was looking at the state website, and we have to submit what they call a recordable plan. It doesn't say recorded plan, it says recordable plan. So, which means I think all ready to record when the property is transferred, that's what I think what we're talking about.
Yeah, in other words, do they need a Mylar or do they need a,
No, a PDF,
oh, okay,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
everything's signed, PDF, everything's signed up, and we'll send that up. George, I would think just to cover our bases, is we can make a motion on Main Street Title Services.
Okay. Do you want me to make a motion?
Yeah, do you have the,
Financial.
what we think, just an upper limit of what we think we would spend on them? 2,500?
Hold on. I don't know. Oh, she hasn't given me the,
Wasn't it like $600?
title insurance is $25.80. 400 is, okay, so that's, one second here. 7610. 3,066 is
I think
The
that
total settlement.
includes the closing cost, though?
the transfer charges, e-filing, settlement or closing fee. Yes, that's the closing fee.
All right, I think we could just throw any number.
3,100?
You
Well-
said it was 36 total? Do we wanna
well-
go to like
3066.
4,500? Just
Okay,
give us
3066, now, this is an estimate, okay, so this isn't, and it just came over this afternoon at 4, so hold on one second. She was, and attaches an estimate settlement statement for review, and she was also going to send the commitment for title insurance at the same time, so that commitment is different than the settlement, I think, so,
And is
If
there
we
a
say
credit in
3,500.
there too?
Yeah, put in a little buffer just to
Yeah.
make sure we're covered.
Is there a credit for
Wanna
250 in
go
there?
up
200 credit.
Not to
For
exceed
the
5,000.
title search?
We have to be
We paid
below the
that already.
5,000.
It should be a $250
Oh.
credit too,
4,500
well,
then.
that they
4,500?
would put towards
I don't
this
know
if
that
we
you
did
give
it.
us plenty.
I thought it was less than this, but.
I think, George, some of the numbers that she gave us are actually closing costs. I was just looking for the numbers for the services provided by Main Street Title Services, which it was cheap. It was like, the closing was like $400 or something
Their
like.
closing fee is $400, okay?
So it's-
And the title insurance, is, 2,580.
Okay.
That's what the insurance cost is for that, okay?
So they did our title search for us back, this is the company, right, that I used? And she said if we continue to use their service, that they would credit us back that 250, so just make sure that that happens too.
Okay,
It will, she even mentioned it.
She did mention, okay, good, all right. So
Okay,
3,100?
3,500?
Why don't we bump it up to 4,000 just to make sure we're covered? Obviously, we'll do our due diligence to make sure we keep it as low as possible, but just in case there's something that we missed.
Correct, okay. So I make a motion that we spend up to $4,000 with Main Street Title Services LLC to purchase title insurance and cover the closing costs for the Droshes property.
I second it.
All right, so we have the motion by George and seconded by Fred. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries 700.
Diane, really glad that we called those folks back up.
They were
Instant,
wonderful.
flip a light switch on and we
Yeah.
got everything the
They
next
were
day.
just wonderful.
Yeah, she's been very responsive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been great.
Oh, boy.
Trouble.
Public input is over.
Oh, Mr. Plansky.
Did you see this email she sent today at 4?
I saw the email, but I didn't read the whole thing, I just
I
kinda,
didn't see the belt thing.
Okay.
Did you have anything, Peter, or you just? All right.
The chauffeur.
good at blushing after all these years.
All right, anything else on DeRocher and the title company? All right, great work on that, Jason. I know it's been a big slog.
Getting there, don't,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice
Bike
that George
is
is
gonna be
working
when
with
this
you
is
too,
over.
yes, not saying anything until it's over.
to
All
making
right,
it
next
easier
on the
for you.
agenda, we have community garden. So community garden's going real well. We had Corey Flint come through and plow a new section for plots. We got a couple folks in there, including Corey. Corey's and his wife are gonna farm there this year. I guess the next big thing we have to do is work on the water supply. I had to fill the water tank again this morning, so that's gonna get,
I got a phone call today from Tyler Garino Landscaping. And he's the one who moved the blueberry bushes for us when we
Yeah.
were, like, one of the first things that happened at the garden. When DeRoche's closed down their blueberry picking, Tyler moved those. But he called me this morning and he took a ride over to the garden, and he had talked about taking care of the irrigation for it before. God, I have such ADD. You aren't helping. And he was gonna let me know. So you might be getting some help from somebody who does irrigation.
all right.
I asked him-
What is this? Because I mean, we don't have a water source there besides the stream.
He's gonna, that's where he would get it from.
Okay,
So,
because I mean, we already have some plans
I know,
for that ourselves, but if we get some expert
help, if you could get some help, I know it's taken some while.
Who is the person, where'd you say?
Tyler Garino,
Oh,
he's
Tyler.
a Litchfield res, and he, also has a landscaping business in town. And he works with a guy who does irrigation as well. So, he took a ride down there today, and he's gonna call me and let me know how that went, and see if we can get you an extra pair of hands. I was gonna give him your number, but he wanted to examine first whether or not he could be able to help.
Yeah, that'd be great, because it's something we're probably gonna have to focus on in the next couple of weeks. so.
We were kinda waiting for the shed, and if we,
How's that going?
So we got approval and commitment from Highway to move it. We just need to know a date. So we went through, we prepped a location for it. So we're ready for it to be moved, but I haven't heard back from
So do you want me
Kevin.
to ask it, our selectmen's meeting is
Yeah,
on
if
Monday,
you
would you like
can,
me to
'cause
ask?
he
Okay.
wanted he agreed to it, but then he wanted to wait till things dried out, so things are dried out
Trying
now,
now,
so.
yeah, okay.
And that ramp that's out there, we need to get rid of that thing. There's
Ramp.
the old ramp that got pushed over and it's kinda like in really bad